round 7. Holmes makes his way back to his corner. Holmes looks like a competent fighter right now, Ray.
Yes, he does. And as a matter of fact, he made a prediction he would stop his man in 7 rounds.
Yeah, put that right back. Gerry, you got to move in this guy now. You got to take a change. You're standing too straight. You're standing too fucking straight. It's not good either. Now, you go there. I'm telling you the fucking truth. It's not true. It's not good. So you cannot stay straight. You got to move in and rough this guy. You got to move in. You got to move in this guy and rough this guy. Don't let him jab from that side. You're staying too long. Now, you got to move in on this guy with your hand. Get into a crouch.
I think that tells the whole story. What you just heard Victor Valle say is the story of this fight. The eye does not look too good. You got to crowd this man. You got to get in on him. That simply said is what Gerry Cooney has to do.
Well, Cooney must do that. He must get inside and stay close to his man because his eye looks very bad.
So that is the scenario right now. Larry Holmes comes out to the center of the ring. The eye is closing rapidly. Puffiness underneath and a cut alongside the eye. The blood is stopped for the moment, but Larry Holmes certainly will work on it. And Cooney trying to heed the advice of his corner, and that is crowd Larry Holmes. Now that is something unquestionably easier said than done. Cooney tries to get inside, digs the left hand rather to the heart of Larry Holmes. Holmes still appears to be measuring his man. He's been very effective with that jab since the cut.
Cooney's never faced a man as mobile and as versatile as Larry Holmes. So I think this is what's creating trouble for Gerry Cooney.
Holmes with a good jab again. Holmes is just keeping Cooney off balance, keeping him off of him in general and not allowing him to do what Victor Valle said. It is not easy to crowd a man when you have his left hand in your face.
It's very difficult. Cooney needs to stay closer because outside Larry Holmes throws that left jab and makes that cut even worse.
Really no blood showing from the eye of Gerry Cooney here in the 8th round. But the eye is very puffy. And now the blood starts from the nose of Gerry Cooney, who does get Holmes momentarily on the ropes. But Holmes gets off there very quickly. Holmes fighting a very smart fight so far. And Cooney with no reason to back off. Got a right uppercut in on the chin that time of Holmes. So Cooney has not gone away. And Holmes comes up with a left and a right hand is short.
Now this is when Larry Holmes can really capitalize on Cooney's mistakes. When Cooney makes that big miss.
There was a right hand that actually Holmes was open for, but Cooney could not score with it. Holmes has gone back flat-footed now. He's been most effective when he's been on his toes.
Gerry doesn't seem as strong as he was in the first couple of rounds.
That right hand is kind of pointed, and it is getting in, but it's really not doing much damage.
There's not as much sting on Cooney's punches, although I still think he's capable of really hurting Larry.
1 minute remaining here in the 8th round. Holmes seemingly pacing himself a little bit, tries a right hand lead, but misses with it. Cooney misses with a right of his own. Holmes now stationary for just a moment, waits for Cooney to throw a left hand. That's as close as Holmes has come to really being in a corner. He is flat-footed, takes a right hand, and actually might have been hurt a little bit by that right hand. Cooney now backs up a little bit, lost his mouthpiece in that last exchange. Cooney tries to get inside again, can't quite do it, and Holmes keeps him off him. And a combination that time by Holmes, scores once more on Cooney. And a right hand by Holmes that time. Right hand by Cooney again, gets in, but doesn't do any damage. There's a right hand by the champion, and another right hand.
You know, they both challenge each other, Bud. Exchanging blows.
A left hand that time, a little bit short. Again, not a lot of blood. Cooney's corner has really done a pretty good job on the eye. The blood still pours from the nose, but the eye doesn't seem to be any worse right now. Take a look at this.
Well, this round we saw both men. I think they was really challenging each other because Larry threw that right hand, and Cooney came back with some punches of his own. Here we see Cooney's mouthpiece comes out. And now Larry's still stalking his opponent, trying to get closer, and Cooney is still not intimidated.
I have to ask you, Ray, does a fighter sometimes just take a round to kind of catch his breath? Do you ever do that? Because I would, just as an observer, I would think that that might have been what Larry Holmes was doing.
Well, Larry did coast.
Don't let this bum take your time.
You don't want out there, champ. You're down fucking and fight.
Ray Arcel and 82 years old, still offering some sage advice, saying, don't let this bum take this fight from you. Well, Cooney is hardly a bum. He has represented himself very well so far tonight. The champion fighting every bit the part of a champion. Not a lot of people felt this fight would go to the extent that it has, that being the 9th round.
Well, I was one of the guys too, but I didn't think the fight would go past 5 rounds.
This is the furthest route that Gerry Cooney has ever trod. What you hear from the crowd are not boos. They're yelling for Cooney. A left hand to the nose that time of Holmes, thrown by Cooney. And Holmes goes against the ropes for one of the few times tonight. And now the blood is really starting to pour from the eye of Gerry Cooney. I don't know if it was a punch that opened the cut up again. A left hand and a combination by Cooney, but that cut looks pretty nasty right now over the left eye of Gerry Cooney. The eye just a slit. He's got to have trouble seeing, I would think, Ray.
Yes, that's the reason he's going straight at Larry. Larry can't afford to let Gerry Cooney just rush him straight ahead. Larry needs to sidestep, let his man run off balance, and then take advantage of it.
Let me ask you something that I asked you after your fight with Thomas Hearns, and that is, had Thomas Hearns perhaps have hooked you, come with a little bit more from the outside to the inside with his punches, you said yourself you wouldn't have been able to see him. That's
true, because I had no peripheral vision. And I think that cut is affecting Cooney's sight now from the side, his peripheral vision.
So let's see if Larry Holmes, there was a good right hand, exactly what we were just talking about.
What surprises me, Brad, when Larry lands that overhand right, Cooney comes back with something.
Cooney still does have something here. His left hand has still been affected. His right hand he has pushed a little bit. Arm punches for the large part with the right hand. Well, that took again by Cooney. Once again, Holmes just does not seem to be able to get Cooney off of him here and really do some business. The eye has not gotten terribly worse since it was opened up in the 6th round. And Cooney is still the aggressor in the fight. Left hand that time now to the right side of Gerry Cooney's face. And there's a right hand, and once more it staggers Gerry Cooney. But Cooney fights back.
I don't know the reason for that call.
Mills Lane stopping and momentarily talking to Gerry Cooney. 30 seconds remaining here in the 9th round.
Larry set him up for the right hand again.
And there was a low blow thrown by Cooney. And Larry Holmes will now have as much time as is needed.
Well, he's going to need
to recover from this low blow.
That was a big punch, Barry, to the groin.
5 minutes, says Mills Lane now. He will have up to 5 minutes to resume. Ray Arcel in the ring. A lot of conversation about this. Now, in this case, I would have to think that can help Gerry Cooney as much as it can help Larry Holmes. Take another look at it.
Well, we have a look, and that was a very low blow by Gerry Cooney.
Once again, you would have to think that this can help the challenger as much as the champion.
I think it can help both men. The punch wasn't intentional, I'm quite sure. And at this point now, because they've been throwing a lot of punches, the rest helps both men.
So the time will be stopped, and Larry Holmes can take up to 5 minutes to recuperate from that low blow. Certainly it was unintentional. Take another look at it.
Well, we see it from a different view, and that left hook by Gerry Cooney goes right down to the groin area of Larry Holmes.
Holmes can take a few more minutes if he wants it here. He can start fighting anytime he wants, but he can take up to 5 minutes. Holmes says he's okay, and the fight continues. The left hook that time thrown by Cooney to the head of Larry Holmes. Holmes does not seem affected by the low blow. Cooney misses with a right hand as Holmes just gets the head out of the way in time. Cooney's left eye is not appreciably worse than it was, but there's a swelling underneath it, not a lot of blood alongside it now as Cooney gets in the corner for a moment, rather Holmes gets in the corner for a moment at the bell. So Larry Holmes will now have another 3 minutes to recoup.
What are you putting in there? Don't worry about it. Medicine. You're all right. Some of your luck.
Not bleeding now, you're all right.
Now listen, Gerry, you gotta weave. You gotta weave and come back with a hook to the chin.
With a hook, you gotta rub it. Jump. Hey, you already 2 rounds in the middle.
Don't let this bum take your time. do it. Come on.
It's your title, champ. You're the boss.
There was a little swelling under the eyes of Larry Holmes in about the third round. It has gotten no worse since then. As we come to round 10, Larry Holmes up off the stool once more, and Victor Valley right in the ear of the challenger, Gerry Cooney. You heard Valley say you got a hook to the chin and go with the right hand to the kidneys. Holmes again, flat-footed combination, has a good left hand, and now Cooney dances in front of him and mocks Larry Holmes as if to say, I am not hurt. And again, a punch that was a little bit low, thrown by Cooney. A right hand missed, and Holmes backs out of there. Cooney really the aggressor. A right hand to the head that time by Cooney, and a left to the head of Larry Holmes as Cooney comes alive here. Holmes at his back to the ropes.
You notice how aggressive Cooney became because there was 2 points taken away from Gerry Cooney for that low blow.
And that could be significant in a fight that is close. Holmes goes flat-footed again. Remember, he has done the most damage when he's been up on his toes. Holmes took a right hand that time from Cooney, and now ties him up.
It was a good right hand, Bert, because it landed very solidly.
It's not any one punch that hurts, but it's a combination of all of them that do. Another right hand from Cooney. There's a right to the body, and a left hand was low, and Holmes comes back with an uppercut that goes right on the chin of Gerry Cooney. And another right hand. That was blocked in large part by the gloves of Cooney. This is the 10th round. Holmes seemingly has been in control of the fight, but Cooney has not gone away, and he has been the aggressor. And right now, I think you might have to say that Cooney is the harder puncher.
Yes, Cooney still looks very strong. Earlier I said that Cooney didn't have that much sting on his punches, but now he seems to be refreshed, a new fighter.
That left hand was a little bit short, as Larry Holmes has stayed flat-footed, and of course that could always be an indication that a man could be getting tired.
Well, Holmes could very well be tired, but you know, Bert, I feel that Larry's trying to make him punch himself out.
Cooney forcing the action, and Holmes is providing a stationary target. There's a right hand by Holmes. And another right hand, and now Cooney reels into the corner.
I think Larry put a little trick on Cooney.
And a left hand scores by Holmes, and a right. And another right hand by Larry Holmes. That right hand becoming very effective. It has been his best punch. There's another. And a left hand and a right behind it. All right on the face of Gerry Cooney.
Both of these guys taking big punches from each other.
And standing toe-to-toe now. And Holmes with a right hand caught largely by the glove. So was that one. Cooney comes back with a left and a right of his own. I would think this position is where Cooney really wants to be, right on his man. That's where he is the most effective. There's another right hand by Holmes. It keeps Cooney off of him, and yet another as we come to the end of the 10th round. Combination by Holmes, and a left hand by Cooney at the bell. Good round for both men, really, and both men saying, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be right here.
Here we see some of the punches that were thrown in the few seconds that the round ended, before the round ended. Gerry Cooney and Larry Holmes both unleashing a series of punches. That was a good round for both men.
So Gerry Cooney just has not gone away. It's just that simple.
Drink of water. Drink some water. Now get rough, goddammit, get rough.
Concerned, but still a certain amount of calm. That eye actually has not really gotten any worse. And the crowd has really come alive here at Caesar's Palace, Ray.
Well, Brad, I just found out there was only 1 point taken away from Gerry Cooney for that low blow.